Now let's go to lung channel points. We will review lung 1, lung 2, lung 3, lung 4. Lung 1 is located how many tune lateral to the anterior midline and approximately how many tune below lung 2?
6 tune
6 tune lateral, 1 tune below.
Which meridian point is described as the final point on the spleen meridian in some traditions?
Lung 1.
The middle palace nomenclature for lung 1 primarily signifies which of the following concepts?
Richness
and the connection of earth
and
to metal.
connection of earth to metal.
In the context of the 5 elements, metal is said to be formed within which other element?
Earth.
Which
Earth.
point is identified as the alarm front point of the lung, also serving as the entry point of the energetic cycle?
Lung 1.
The lung governs the breath and
Lung
acts as minister and chancellor to which organ?
Heart.
Which point is described as cloud gate and is the highest point on the lung meridian?
Lung 2.
Lung 2.
What primary emotional manifestation can result from weakness at lung 1?
Grief, sadness, or
Melancholia.
melancholia.
The 6 authorities concept pairs lung with which other organ as the yin qi, responsible for nourishment and defense?
Spleen.
Yes.
Spleen.
Which point, when combined with lung 1, is suggested to help release grief by allowing lung qi to descend?
Lung 7.
The po is
Lung
described
7.
as which of the following?
The animal soul or animating instinct.
Which of the following best captures the role of metal in the Shang cycle?
Transforms earth into metal and then gives rays to the lung meridian's qualities.
The middle palace is linked to the receipt of which specific type of qi?
Heavenly qi.
Which point would most directly affect the upper jiao and cloud-like sensations in the chest?
Lung 2, cloud.
Front move points are said to become spontaneously tender under what condition?
Part of the ongot.
Okay, let's continue.
Number 16.
Number 16.
Upper jiao. Yeah,
16.
number 15. Front move points are said to become spontaneously tender under what condition?
Mrs.
When their associated organs is imbalanced.
The upper jiao is described as the place of what atmospheric phenomenon?
Mists.
The lungs' pose attachment to the material world manifests as which of the following behaviors?
Overcompensation for impaired heavenly connection.
Which point is described as being able to disperse fullness and stop chest pain?
Lung 1.
Metal deals with first and last entrances and exits. Which physiological process exemplifies this description?
The inhalation and
exhalation cycle.
The Shang cycle in relation to lung 1 refers to which elemental generation sequence?
Earth generates metal.
Which of the following best describes the therapeutic aim of needling lung 2?
To dispel oppression and reconnect with the
heavenly influx.
The middle palace is said to be the first point on which functional role of the lung meridian?
Receiver of qi.
Recover of qi.
Which element is responsible for boundaries between first and last breaths?
Metal.
The quality of inspiration will affect the body, mind, and spirit in its ability to create balance. Which point primarily influences this quality?
Lung 1.
The cloud gate point is primarily associated with which emotional state when deficient?
Heavy sadness and feeling isolated.
Which point is the Bakshu counterpart commonly paired with front mu lung 1 for a reinforcing treatment?
Lung 9.
Lung 9.
The heavenly breaths bestow a priceless gift to the kingdom via which point?
Lung 1.
Middle palace.
Which point is described as being slightly medial to the lower border of the coracoid process?
Lung 1.
The 6 authorities concept classifies lung and spleen as which type of qi?
Yin.
Yin
Yin qi. Metal spirit, the PO maintains what type of processes?
Autonomic rhythmic process of life.
Process of life.
Which lung meridian point is specifically described as window of the sky and is said to facilitate free communication between the spirit and heavenly chi?
Lung 3 and 4.
The seasonal analogy for lungs balance involves which two opposing forces mirroring the agricultural cycle of autumn?
Harvest versus withdrawal.
The point lung 4 is primarily associated with which color, and what does this color symbolize in the context of the five-element theory?
White metal.
Which 2 points are most frequently combined with lung 3 for reinforcing the spirit?
Lung 17 and lung 18. LI
17, LI 18. In the treatment of carbon monoxide poisoning, which lung point is recommended as first aid?
Lung 3 and 4.
Lung 3 and 4.
The concept of punishment of criminals in autumn is linked to which physiological or emotional attribute of the lung?
Self-punishing tendency.
Which point is described as having a valiant white quality and is said to protect the lung's canopy, also being useful for anxiety with palpitations?
Lung 4 Shabai.
Lung 4 Shabai.
The heavenly palace point is said to embody abundance from which two sources that nourish metal?
Earth and
heaven.
When the spirit feels cut off or imprisoned within themselves, which lung point is specifically indicated to live and revitalize the spirit?
Lung 3.
Lung 3.
The text states that lung 4 can be used to reinforce mental clarity when used as an adjunct to which other lung points?
Lung 1, lung 2, lung 3.
Lung 2 and lung 3.
1, 2, 3, okay. Which lung point is described as being located by raising the arm and touching it with the tip of the nose and is used for polyneuropathy? Anong point yon?
Lung 4 Shabai.
Lung 4. What is the primary emotional condition that lung 3 can alleviate when combined with LI17 or LI18? Answer. Claustrophobia. In the context of the lung region, the middle palace precedes which point in the chi journey?
Lung 3 and 2.
Which point is specifically indicated for treating chest pain and shortness of breath, while also addressing anxiety accompanied by palpitations?
Lung 4 Shabai.
Associated with which functions that are governed by metal in TCM?
Perception and instinctive movement.
Which two lung points are suggested for use when there is a need for release and refreshment of spirit?
Lung 1 middle palace and
lung 1 middle palace and lung 7 narrow
So
defined.
lung 1 and lung 7. The window of the sky is a metaphor for which physiological process?
Free communication between spirit and heavenly chi.
Which lung point is explicitly linked to the regulation of both chi and blood as well as relief of medial arm pain?
Lung 4 Shabai.
Lung 4 Shabai.
The heavenly palace point can be used to restore what specific condition in the lung meridian during autumn?
Clear chi and
Clear
peace.
chi and peace.
The therapeutic concept of valiant white at lung 4 is meant to strengthen which qualities of metal?
Justice, conviction, and equilibrium.
Which point is indicated for treating forgetfulness and severe depression, also termed as first aid for carbon monoxide poisoning?
Lung
3
Tian 4.
Which lung point is described as being able to cleanse and resilience the lungs function?
Lung 4 Shabai.
Lung 3 connects with which other organ meridian point for enriching the spirit?
Lung
LI support and rush out.
The valiant aspect of lung 4 is metaphorically linked to which anatomical analogy?
Lung
mass canopy.
Which of the following conditions is not an indication for lung 4?
cardiac
constipation.
The lung draws nourishment from earth and heaven. Which classical element does this dual source correspond to?
Metal.
Which point can be used to stimulate and brighten the sense organs when mental fog originates from lung official imbalance?
Lung 3
Heaven balance is the storehouse treasury. Which of the following best captures the therapeutic implication of this description?
is accumulate pure key to revitalize the spirit.
Which lung point is specifically noted for its role in treating agoraphobia?
Lung
Lung
and
Fu.
The location description of lung 4 includes fortune distal to the end of the anterior axillary fold. Which anatomical landmark does this reference correspond to?
Lateral border of the
epitalis.